Look, I won't pretend to be the best 3D modeler in the universe. I certainly am nowhere close to that. But I can make some basic shapes and get where I want, and given a little bit more time I can make something a little bit better. But time is something that I'm always running low on, and if I just want something for a simple image, with modern technology we don't actually need to model all that much. So I've made this quick little mock-up scene here. We've just got this green plane here for grass, blue sky in the background, very simple table with a plate and a cup. And maybe we want to add a little something more, right? Maybe we want to add a donut on the plate, because at the moment the plate is very empty and we don't like that. So we can just add a torus, put it on the plate, give it the color of a donut, which should be like yellowy orange type of color. Maybe change the camera a little bit so that we can see that it's a donut. Now we can go to just render this image out. It's in Eevee, it's very ugly. You wouldn't even think about using this image in any sort of sense, right? But if we just save this, and then we go into stable diffusion, and we load this image in, we can write a prompt here. So since we added the donut, we'll have a wooden table with a donut on a plate. And then here we can just set a couple of settings. I've set the batch count to 16 because that way it generates 16 images at once, and that's just, it gives you a bit of choice. Then the denoising strength is, if you put this very low, it'll be very close to your original image, but that also means that the AI added detail will be minimal. So you don't want to set it all the way to 1, because at that point it will just disregard your original image altogether. So somewhere between 0.75 and 0.6 is generally a pretty good place to be. So then when you've loaded your image in, you told the AI what it's supposed to be, we can just click generate, and then once it's done generating, you will have 16 images of just what you typed in. So as you can see, these got rid of the plate and the cup, and this one, for instance, already looks pretty close to what we want. Again, it has a little bit of trouble deciphering what the plate should be. So if you run into something like this is actually pretty good. You might want to do a little bit of extra modeling and add a little bit more detail in your original image for the plate. But again, just see how quickly we can generate a ton of images here. I love this one. This is actually a pretty good one. If you just need a simple image to go into something like a picture frame in the background of your scene and you want to generate it yourself rather than using stock images, this is a very, very good option. If you want to have a great piece of art that you have control over, obviously you're going to still need to make that yourself. But even then, don't forget that we can, in theory, just use this new image and have it generate a whole bunch of new images based on that. And now we have a whole bunch of new images based on this one. And see, this one over here, this actually looks pretty good. This is more or less what I had in mind. So we started with a very, very rough Blender render. Then we got this image, and now we have this image. And obviously we have plenty of choice with other images too, if we prefer any of these. And if we don't quite like any of these, we can just pick this one and keep generating as long as we want.